السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. How are you all doing? Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, I'm doing well. Inshallah, let's begin. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. رب زدني علما رب زدني علما رب زدني علما. اللهم فقهنا في الدين اللهم فقهنا في الدين اللهم فقهنا في الدين. اللهم إنا نسألك الهدى والتقى والعفاف والغنى. Inshallah, today we will begin Surah Baqarah, inshallah. Very special, inshallah. Very special surah. So inshallah, today, first of all, we'll start off with the recitation as usual. I think we can do the first 3 ayahs or so today, inshallah. So just repeat after me, inshallah. And please don't type during my recitation. I really want you guys to recite behind me while I'm reciting, inshallah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألف لام ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين. الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون. Inshallah, now we will do the word analysis, or basically the analysis of the tajweed, inshallah. So inshallah, pay attention, get your notebooks out, and take notes, inshallah, on the analysis, inshallah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألف لام ميم. Now, these are huruf al-muqatta'at, right? So you need to make sure that you pronounce these separately, right? So, and then make sure that lam and mim, you pronounce them like 5 to 6 harakas. Inshallah, make lam and mim long, right? Make them at least like 5 to 6 harakas. ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. ذَلِكَ over here, the has a alif maqsura over here on it, right? How many harakas does that mean we need to extend it? 2 harakas, yes. Good job, mashallah. We need to extend it 2 harakas. And what type of dha is it? Is it the buzzing bee zai or is it the tongue dha? Yes, good job, mashallah. It's the tongue one, right? Make sure your tongue is in between the 2 sets of your teeth when you're saying it. ذَلِكَ, ذَلِكَ. Also, one other thing that I wanted to mention, very basic, I don't think I've mentioned it before. It's a very common mistake to pronounce the kasras or the zairs like le or be or te, or like instead of li or ti. Need to make sure that your kasras are very strictly pronounced. Like make sure that they're like you can pronounce them. Don't pronounce them like with that le accent, inshallah. Make sure that you say dhalika. Make them sharp, inshallah. Dhalika. Don't say le, say li, inshallah. Dhalika, inshallah. Now, what type of kaf is this? Is it the one that's from huruf tafkhim, or is it the empty kaf? That's not very strong. Is it the dhaliqa or is it dhalika? It's the empty one, yes. Good job, mashallah. It's dhalika. So make sure you don't say qa over there, inshallah. Dhalika al-kitabu, over here, ki again. It's the empty kaf, and then there's the ta, right? Ta has a alif maqsoor on it. How many harakas does that mean we need to extend it? 2 harakas. Yes, good job, mashallah. Make sure that you extend it 2 harakas, inshallah. La over here, la has a harf mad in front of it. Remember, alif is harf mad, right? It's the harf or it's the letter of extension, right? Alif is the letter of extension. We studied that earlier. So you need to make sure that you extend there. La, right? La rayba, la rayba. Now, over here on rayba, ra over here has a fatha on it. So what does that mean? Yes, good job, mashallah. We need to make sure it's heavy, right? Make sure that your ra is with a full mouth, inshallah. What other rule are we doing over here on rayba that we studied earlier? Yes, close ya sukun. Not qalqala. Yes, good job, mashallah. We're doing lean, right? We're doing lean. So rayba over here, because ra has a fatha on it, any ya sukun or waw sukun followed by a letter that has a fatha on it needs to be pronounced softly. And how do we know how we pronounce ya sukun softly? We smile. Yes, good job, mashallah. Make sure you smile. So rayba, rayba. Make sure it's very soft, inshallah. Fi, the ya over here, make sure that you say fi, not fi, but fi, inshallah. Extend because of the ya sukun. And the ha over here, where is the ha from? Where is it in your throat? Yes, good job, mashallah. It's the bottom of your throat. Not the middle. Don't confuse it with the middle one. It's the bottom of your throat. The middle one is the strong one, right? The ha is from the middle of your throat. This really easy, like chest ha, right? Is the sounding ha is from the bottom of your throat, inshallah. Hudan lil muttaqin, again ha from the bottom of your throat. Now then over here you need to make sure that you connect it with the lam. Don't get confused with the ya in between. Hudan lil muttaqin. Why? Because lam has a tajdeed on it, inshallah. Ya doesn't have any sign of anything on it, so you need to make sure just keep it silent. Hudan lil muttaqin, inshallah. Now we qaf over here, we studied qaf is from huruf tafkhim. Yes, good job, mashallah. Not from halaqi. It's very common mistake. People confuse qaf with huruf halaqi because qaf is kind of hard to pronounce, right? You say qa, it's really hard to pronounce. but it's not from huruf halaqi, right? Hamza, ha, ain, ha, ghain, kha. Those were the 6 letters that we learned. Remember? Of huruf halaqi, the chart. Hamza, ha, ain, ha, ghain, kha. Those are the only huruf halaqi. No other letters are from huruf halaqi. So qaf is not from huruf halaqi, but it's from huruf tafkhim. So you need to make sure that you pronounce it with a full mouth and really strongly, right? It's not gonna be like a ka. Don't say keen. Say qeen. It's gonna be a strong qaf, right? Hudallil muttaqeen, inshallah. Heavily. Yes, good job, mashallah. Now, alladhina over here, ayah number 3. Alladhina, the dha over here, make sure, what type of dha is it? It's the tongue dha, yes, good job, mashallah. Not the buzzing D one, don't say allazina, say alladhina. Make sure your tongue is in between the 2 sets of your teeth, right? And then yu'minuna over here. Yu'minuna, hamza is from where in your throat? Yes, good job, mashallah. It's from the bottom of your throat. Some of you guys were saying middle. Don't confuse it with ayn. Don't say yu'minuna. Very common mistake. People confuse hamza and ayn together. Not ayn, but hamza. Hamza is from the bottom of your throat, inshallah. Now, yu'minuna, make sure you extend nu, right? Because there's a waw sukoon there, inshallah. Moving on, inshallah. Bil ghaybi. Over here, there's a alif in between, but we're not going to do we're not going to fiddle with the alif. We're just going to go to the lam. Why? Because there's a sukoon on the lam, right? So you need to make sure you say bil ghaybi. Not bel. Not bel. Remember again, make sure your kasras or your zairs are very keen, inshallah. Bil ghaybi. Gha over here is from huruf tafkhim, right? So you need to make sure that you have a full mouth, inshallah, when you say it. Ghaybi. Pronounce it with a full mouth. Inshallah, we'll end here. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Inshallah, we'll end here. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alhamdulillah. Before we نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي ربنا زدنا علما. Okay, so we'll start with your homework. I just want to know if there's any questions on exercise 5 first. And then what we'll do is go over 1 or 2 of them. Okay, so then let's go over the first one, inshallah. And so yeah, this one is very easy, mashallah. You guys, I saw this and I thought all of you guys are gonna do this perfectly without any help. Umar, go ahead and ask. Okay, so the first one, blank dhalika. And then, dhalika sadiqi is the answer to that question. So someone's pointing. Where are they pointing? Are they pointing like right next to them, or are they pointing to the opposite corner of the room? Abir, don't worry, inshallah we'll do those as well, so you'll get ahead from that. Right, they're pointing to someone who's far away. And that someone, exactly Ibrahim, he's his friend. Dhalika sadiqi. They're talking about their friend. That's my friend. So yeah, all the way at the opposite side of the room. That, over there. So yes, you guys are right. The answer is exactly, Sania, man. So, man dhalika. Who is that? And that makes sense. And I know I don't have to explain that to you guys because you guys can do it on the top of your head. So let's go over the second one, and then the third one you guys already know how to do. So blank dhalika. Dhalika min dili. Blank dhalika. Dhalika min dili. So now we have another one. Similar, right? Sounds almost the same. But now, yes, exactly. Masha, 100% of you guys, all of you are saying ma, and that's right. So ma dhalika, dhalika min li. So this is easy. So that is my handkerchief, exactly. That's my thing over there, my object. So ma dhalika, okay. So I think you guys can handle the rest of that. And what we'll do, was there any questions on exercise 7? We'll see more of the names today in what we'll do today in class. So I don't think we need to go over this all over again. Yeah, Omar, go ahead and ask. So yeah, this exercise was just reading the names and figuring out where on the chart they would fall. Would they go on the right side with the Arabic names, or would they go on the left side with the non-Arabic names? And then you just had to follow the rules that you've always known. Okay. So we're going to do a bit of a new, not rule, but kind of, you guys have seen it before. And it's in this exercise 8. So I want all of you guys to get that out and get out a pen or a pencil and just take note of the rule I'm going to write. Okay, so the exercise tells you to read the following words and then follow the example. So it'll tell you a word, it'll tell you a name, right? It tells you a bunch of names. Abbas, Muhammad, Amina, Kamal, all of those. And then what you're supposed to do is you're just supposed to call out to those names. Oh yeah, in group, that should have been fine. Okay, so you're just supposed to put, what is this word? What are you gonna put before it? What is this word called? What is this word called? Right, we did this a while ago in the first book. Exactly, it's the harf nida. It's the harf nida. And we put this before any name, exactly. We put this before a name, harf nida, and the name is the munada, exactly. MashaAllah, you guys are telling me all these answers and I don't even have to ask you anymore. Munada. So this is the munada. That's the name. So that's all you have to do, just to call out to someone. Go, hey Ibrahim, or hey Asma, can you do this? Something like that. So harf nida and munada. So all we're doing is attaching the harf nida. So number 1, let's see. This is the rule though. So I'll go over this quickly. What do you notice in this example? Jamalun, and then ya Jamalu. What happened? What happened? You guys can figure this out. Yeah, mashallah, Vera, some of you guys even did this yourself. You guys can figure it out. What happened? Jamalun changed to ya Jamalu. Exactly. Step 1 is you add the ya, right? You're going to call the person with the ya. But then what happens to the person? Yeah, you guys figured it out. You drop the tanween. There's only one dhamma on it. There's only one dhamma. So the rule is, after the harf nida, after your harf nida, after you call someone, you're going to have to change your person you're calling, right? Your harf nida is going to affect who you're calling, your munada. Make sure what? Make sure your munada, so as long as you have just a single person after your call, you're just calling this one person, make sure your munada only has one dhamma. Exactly, Ali. Munada only has one dhamma. Munada only has dhamma. Okay, so yeah, you guys can do this. Mashallah, you could do this for homework. Why do we make the change, Omar? Because to make it clear. To make it clear that you are calling someone, right? Because if you just, said the word Jamal, Jamalun, Jamalun, you don't know if you're calling him, you don't know if you're talking about him, so you just say ya Jamalu, you know you're talking to him. Like sometimes you don't even need to say that ya, you just say Jamalu and you know that he's being called. What if the munada is non-Arab? We'll see inshallah. What about feminine names? We'll see about those too in the examples. Okay, so let's do an easy one first, one that you guys are all going to get. Number 1, Abbasun. This one has no fancy rules or anything. You guys can figure this one out, right? Abbasun. So you want to call Abbas, you say ya, and you guys tell me ya. Okay, I see all the right answers. Yes, ya Abbas. Su. Perfect. Ya Abbasu. Just with one dhamma at the end, exactly. Just su at the end. Abbasu. Okay, so ya Abbasu. That's O Abbas. You guys tell me, is this name Arab or non-Arab? Abbasan. Is it Arab or non-Arab? Exactly. MashaAllah, you guys know this rule as well. It's Arab, right? You see, how do you know that? What's the sign that you guys were able to tell that Abbas was an Arab name? Right, exactly. The tanween at the end. The tanween showed you that this was a male name and it was from Arabic origin, right? It didn't have that single dhamma. So Abbasun, ya Abbasu. So you better talk Arabic to this person. Okay, the next one. Let's do a feminine one. Or let's first do the non-Arab one, the one that comes next. Number 4 is Ibrahimu. I think, yeah, you guys can take care of number 2 and 3, right? 2 and 3 are easy. So let's do number 4, the non-Arab name. Ibrahimu. Let's see, I want to see what you guys think. What do you think this is going to sound like? If you were going to call to Ibrahim, how would you do that? Yeah? Yeah, I think you guys can already figure this out. What's going to happen? According to our rule, yeah, it's the same. Same sound. Ya Ibrahimu. So you didn't even have to change that one because that one already had that dhamma. Yes, mashallah, you guys are good at figuring these things out. Ya Ibrahimu? Oh, Ibrahim. Easy one. So that takes care of the non-Arab question, right? What do you do when you want to call out to a name that already ends with one dhamma? Well, then it already works, right? Okay, let's do the next one. The next one? What's the next one? Why is the next one different? What problem does this solve? Amina. Right, exactly. This one solves a problem. What if the name is feminine? So this one is a feminine name. Feminine. I didn't spell it. Exactly. One dhamma at the end, feminine name. Okay, so ya, and you guys, yeah, exactly. I already saw ya, Amina, Tu. Perfect. You guys already figured this out. Once it's going to stay the same, just like Ibrahim. Already had that dhamma at the end. Amina, Tu. So that one's easy, right? Arabic but female. Okay, number 6 you guys can handle. Exactly. Abira says that one is just ya Hamidu. That one's simple. And if you look in a lot of this, in some of the surahs, you're going to see just a couple of times some mentions of a harf nida, right? You guys can probably find them yourself. You're going to see something like ya Maryamu actually, and you're going to see something like, you're going to see lots of ya. So I'll let you figure out where they are and what surahs they're in, but you can find these as well, and you can see that, oh, the rules do work. Yeah, ya Bani Israel, you see that a lot. And inshallah we'll go over rules with that as well, right? If you want to have 2 words come after ya. Okay, so Hamidan we know how to do. Kamalan we know how to do. Let's just do Maryam for practice. So we see the word Maryam, the name Maryam. How would this sound? Just like that. Exactly. This one is simple as well. So it's going to sound exactly the same. Why can't Aminatu be Aminatun? Good question. Amna will go over that one actually. Ya Maryamu. So I'll just write the answer to this down. Ya Maryamu. Maryamu. Okay. So let's look back at Amina or Maryam, both of them, right? They're both feminine. How come these aren't Maryamun or Aminatun? How come I don't just put this dhamma at the end, right? How come I can't do that for either of these? Why can't we put Aminatun? Exactly, because they're feminine. They already have feminine in it. And once you know it's feminine, you have to have the dhamma. Because in Arabic, what's the rule for names? Just for names, not for regular objects, for names specifically. What's the rule for how we put these together? Good, right. Dhamma for female, exactly. Female Dhamma. And then male tanween. Exactly. Abir, if you want, if any of you guys need to go over a specific one in exercise 7, just tell me, because we can also go over those as well. So tanween, those are Arabic names, right? And what about non-Arab names? Let's put those in a different category because they have different rules. Non-Arab names, what do we know about those names? Yeah, Ayan, number 2 on this exercise, sure. Exactly, one dhamma. That one's easy, just one dhamma for the name. So Ibrahimu or Ismailu or Williamu, right? We saw Williamu in the last lesson as well. So those are easy, just a dhamma at the end. Okay, so let's see, number 2. Number 2 is Sheikhun. Number 2 is Sheikhun. How would we call out to Sheikhun? Let me scroll up a bit. Yeah, so we know we're going to use our harf nida, exactly. So our question is, what is our munada going to sound like? How do we construct our munada? Exactly. Ya Sheikh. Ya Sheikhu. Perfect. Ya Sheikhu. So, oh Sheikh, come and help me with this. Or, oh Sheikh, can you do this for me? So you're calling out to him, you use your harf nida, then you call out with your munada, and you put that together like that. Okay, are there any questions about this rule? We went over how you do this with Arab names, how you do this with feminine names. Okay, who wants to tell me it? Why don't you guys type up the rule in your own words. What does it say and mean on the bottom right under number 7? Bottom right 5. Okay. Oh, it says male with a tanween. Yeah, that's the tanween right there. I think that was unclear. Oh, okay. So about Arab male and non-Arab male. Non-Arab name. The rules are, let's look back at our chart. A'lamun Arabiya at the top, this one is Arab names, so just make sure you make a note of that so that you don't forget that later. These ones are Arab names, and then A'lam Ghayru, this means non-Arab names. Non-Arab names. So the rule was, Arab male names, they all have this tanween. Hamidun, Jamalun, Abbasun, Muhammadun, Hishamun. All of these ones have tanween. So the male names have tanween. And then we know from previous lessons that our female names have one dhamma. And then our non-Arab names, all of these, Edwardu, Ismailu, Williamu, Ibrahimu, Shahnawazu, all of these have one dhamma. Okay. That's the rule. And these ones are easy to make into a munada because they already follow the rule of having one dhamma. They're all easy like that. What about female? Again, all of these have one dhamma, male, female. You only really see the difference with the male names because the Arab names have tanween. That's why they didn't show female names in both these categories. Both of them have one dhamma. Yeah. You won't be able to tell if it's Arab or non-Arab, you'll just be able to tell from knowing the name or not. So whether it's Maryam or whether it's, I don't know, any English name, those are all going to have one dhamma. Number 7, exercise 8 under Kamalun. Oh. Surah. Okay, I'm not completely sure where you're looking. Underneath Kamalun, right underneath Kamalun, what means? Okay, Javeri, can you tell me a little bit more where you're looking? this means color. This is telling you to color. And can you guys take a guess why this was in parentheses, lowini? Because I know you guys are really, really great at figuring things out. MashaAllah, you guys are so bright. Why do you think this is in parentheses, lowini? Right, it's giving you this picture. And it says lowin or lowini. Exactly, Javeria, you're right. Zaina, you're right. Female. This is for female. So lowini. So if you're a girl and you want to tell, let's say you have a sister. I'm sure a lot of you guys tell your sisters to do, your younger sisters to do their homework, or you help them do something like that. So next time you can give them a command, lowini. You can tell them to color a picture. So, or you can tell your brother lowin, or you can ask your parents to color something for you, just to see if they can figure out what that means, lowin. Okay, is there anything else? Any other questions? Okay, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. In a great break.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Everybody doing? Alhamdulillah, it looks like you had very good classes as usual. And today we are summing up, inshallah. Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. Thank you very much for asking. Jazakumullah khairan kathira. So today we are going to, dear brothers and sisters, we are going to wind up our, we are going to play the video right now on wudu, because we are winding up our whole segment on wudu. So I hope you will, inshallah, enjoy it and watch it, and we'll, can I come back and we'll go over if you have any questions or some other little details we'll talk about, and if we have enough time, we'll tell you a short story, inshallah. So here goes.
Let's begin to perform wudu. It is important that you perform the following steps of wudu in order. Step 1. Begin in the name of Allah by saying Bismillah. Step 2. Completely wash the hands, including the wrists and between the fingers 3 times. Step 3. Put water into your mouth using the right hand. Swirl it around in your mouth, then expel. Do this 3 times. Step 4. Sniff water into the nostrils as far as possible with the right hand, and then blow it out using the left hand. Do this 3 times. Step 5. Washing the face from the forehead to the chin, and from the left earlobe to the right earlobe, making sure the whole face is washed. Do this 3 times. The one who has a beard should also run the wet fingers through it. Step 6. Wash the right arm beginning at the fingertips, washing the entire hand and arm up to and including the elbow. Do this 3 times. The same is done for the left arm, beginning at the fingertips, washing the entire hand and arm up to and including the elbow. Do this 3 times. Step 7. Starting at the fringe, moving the hands to the back of the hairline and then back to the fringe, all in one movement. This is done once only. Step 8. Wipe the insides of both ears with the index fingers and the back of the ears with the thumbs. This is done only once. Step 9. Wash the right foot including the ankle. Make sure between the toes are also washed using the small pinky finger. Do this 3 times. The same is done for the left foot, washing it up to and including the ankle, ensuring you wash between the toes using the small pinky finger. Do this 3 times. Step 10. It is preferred to seal your wudu with the declaration of faith. Upon the completion of the steps of wudu, one is now ready to pray as long as they don't nullify the wudu.
So I hope you all were able to see and enjoy the video. Alhamdulillah. Wasn't it nice to see? Wasn't it refreshing to see somebody do the wudu so well? Alhamdulillah. Right? Alhamdulillah. And you can see that you have to, rub yourself and like a little massage also for your whole body. Alhamdulillah. Right? And it was stopping, but that's we wanted it to stop at certain points because they were going over certain things which were for our purposes not necessary right now. This is what your lesson has been teaching you. We have been talking about this so that you can remember, right? You can remember how to do wudu when if you remember what we have just seen in the video, right? So inshallah, I hope you will recall. So let me quickly ask you, what is the first thing we have to do when we make our wudu? Who's going to tell me the first thing that we do? What do we do when we first start our wudu? Who's going to tell me? Yes, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Intention and also say Bismillah, right? First the intention that I'm making the intention to do my wudu. You can say it in any language you want to, you're making it in your mind, you are, sort of getting ready for it, right? So you are saying that inshallah, and then after that you will say Bismillah, and that is, what does Bismillah mean? Who will remember what is Bismillah? What does Bismillah mean? You all know what Bismillah means, right? In the name of Allah. That's right, Sameen. Very good. Alhamdulillah. Well done, Abira. That's right. In the name of Allah. So then, yes, you are right. You wash. The next one is that you wash your hands. Is it 1 times or 3 times? Is it 1 times or 3? That's right. 3 times, right? You wash your first hands 3 times very nicely, right? And then next, what do you do? Oh, Abira is ahead of me. Yes, you rinse your mouth, right? You rinse your mouth 3 times. Did you see how the gentleman showed us how to do it, right? Go swishing, wishing all over. Rinse your mouth very properly 3 times, right? And next, what do we do next? Who's going to tell me? Clean your nose. That's right. Abira's got it right. That's right. Faizan has got it right too. Yes, you rinse your nose very well, right? And remember, if you have to clean it, use your left thumb to clean anything that you want to clean if you want to clean your nose, right? Islam, has taught us real great, beautiful manners, right? How to keep ourselves really clean, how to do everything. We have been taught everything by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right? Yes, that's right. Next, what do we do? What do we do after we do that? Wash your face. That's right, Faizan. That's right. You wash your face. Alina, you are right. We can see, right? Well done. You wash your face. And did you see how, the gentleman washed? From which part to which part was he washing? What was he doing? How was he washing it? Was he just doing it like, quickly brushing it? What was he doing? What was he doing when he washed his face? Wash entire face. That's right, Duha. Very right. Forehead. Right. Very good, Abira. And the chin. Right. Forehead to chin, Sanya. Right. Ayan. Very good. Temple to chin. Earlobe to earlobe. That's right, Amir. Very good. Excellent. See how? And he went down to his beard. Right. And what did he say if you have beard? Javeria has written, yes, if you have beard, you wash your beard. And ear to ear, Ariba is right. What did he say if you have the beard? What do you do? Remember? He said to make, run your fingers into it, right? You run your fingers through it. Okay, so you wash after that. Ayan writes, wash your right and your left arms. That's right. Isn't that right? You wash your arms, right? Up till your elbow. That's right. That's right. Abira is right. Wash up till Ayan is right. Remember your elbows, right? Sarah is right. Absolutely, from your fingertips to the elbows. Sarah, well done. Alhamdulillah, that's right. And Javeria, you're right to include the elbows. So you saw how he gently did it all the way up to the, almost to the center of the top arm, So it's a very good way of, when you see it, then you remember it more. Well done, Doha. That's right. Arms to elbow. After this, what do you do? What do we do after this? After the elbows, where do we go? Wash hair, One time. Ayan, that's right. Masa, that's right. Javeria, absolutely right. Abira is right. Hair from top to your bottom of your neck, and then he came up again. Did you see that bit? Did you see him do that? He came up again, and that's the way to do it, right? And then after that, what did he do? This was done once, right? And what did he do after that? Inside of ear, that's right, Averia, that's right, Averia. Inside of ear, right? Faizan, wash your ears, that's right. He just rinsed it. Which finger did he use to clean his ear? Rinse hair once, top two, that's right. Sarah, very good. What did he, Harun? Well done. What did he do? Always, what did he use? Which finger did he use? Did he use the pinky or the index finger? It was the index finger, that's right. He used the index finger, and with the thumb, he went and cleaned the back of his ear, right? Beautiful. You know, these are all such, you know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so kind. Allah ta'ala has taught us things that is so good for us. It's all good for our health, for our body, for our souls, for our, you know, emotions. It's a very good thing to do, right? And then after that, finally, what did he do? The last step was wash your feet 3 times. Yes, Saad. Excellent. Alhamdulillah. Well done. Faizan, Ayan, right? All, and yes, between your fingers. That's right. That's right. Excellent. Excellent. Between your toes. Remember your toes? He went through the toes until the ankle. That's right. So remember, all these are very important part of the wudu, right? To remember the ankles, remember to go through your finger, your toe, you know, toes, sort of, you know, all this is extremely important. You know, you will, when you grow up older also, and you learn about, you know, the body, how important it is to make sure that that part of our feet are rubbed, and we get to do it 5 times a day, and it's really good for us, alhamdulillah. We have been taught so much wisdom if we only follow the sunnah, inshallah. The sunnah is packed with wisdom, right? So now, last, yes, you don't rinse the neck. That's true, Sarah. Now tell me, in the end, what did he do? Do you wash all your hair? Because if you have long hair, do you wash all of it, or only the hair in the head? You just do it to the hair on the head and at the back, and you can, you know, just because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not made it difficult for us. You know, if you have, if your hair, you wet your hands, and you can go over your hair gently down if you want to go once over the entire hair. Yes. And then when you're coming back, you can go from the back of your neck and come again. So all these movements are very, very good, alhamdulillah. So I'm sorry, the voice is low, is it? Okay. Maybe you have to log out, maybe, because I think voice is okay, right? Javeria has a question. What is your question, Javeria? You can, okay. If anybody has a question, please, you know, ask the question if you have anything, and then we will tell you a very nice story. This is a beautiful story, and you know, remember what was the last step? What did he do in the end? In the end, there's a hadith about it, that you can say your shahada, right? You should say your shahada, that you know, ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu, ashhadu anna muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu, right? So you are just this is like the close of the wudu, and inshallah, I hope that you will remember this lesson, and I hope you will, you know, every time that when you do it, you will remember the video that you have seen, because it shows us very clearly what to do. Okay, we are doing this beautiful story. It's from a very nice book, which is called Parents, Love, and Other Islamic Stories, and it is by Ishrat J. Rumi, R-U-M-Y, and it is by Good Word Kids, which is a company in India, and they make very good Islamic books, very well written. And you know, this book is dedicated by the author to his 2 beloved daughters, Khadija and Fatima, right? So these are very beautiful 1-page stories, and we will read about this story, which is called Sound Judgment, right? So let's read about this. So it's got, you know, a very good lesson behind it. So we won't go down because I want to ask you some questions while we are reading. Okay? So let's read. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. As usual, the Prophet Dawood alayhi salam, also known as David in English, was solving the problems of his people when two men, one of whom had a field, came to him. Now remember one thing, Prophet Dawood alayhi salam and his son Sulaiman alayhi salam were prophets as well as they were kings, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them, kingdoms also, right? So when Dawood alayhi salam would sit, in his, people would come with their problems and he would try to resolve them, right? So that's the name Sister Anjum has outlined for us, Prophet Dawood alayhi salam, right? So yes, he would, they would not sit on thrones as such, they were prophets also. So they would be sitting, very humbly, they would sit with the people. Yes, they could have riches of the highest order and everything, but they were very humble also because they were prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? So the owner of the field, the two people who had come, one had a field and the other did not have the field, right? The owner of the field said, "O dear Prophet, this man's sheep came to my field at night and ate up the grapes, and I have come to ask you for compensation." Do you know what compensation means? What is he asking for? He's coming for compensation means that he wants something in return. He's saying the sheep ate all my grapes, so I now want to get something in return. What am I to do? Right? I want to get some kind of something back. Like if you when you are going shopping, you are compensating them for something that you have taken, in a way you could say that. So it's like like a trade. I need something for it. Get me some compensation because I have had a loss. This man's sheep caused some loss, so I need something back. So the owner of the field is saying that, and then Dawood alayhi salam asked the owner of the sheep, "Is this true?" And the man answered, "Yes, sir, it is true." Dawood alayhi salam said, "I have decided that you will give him your sheep in exchange for the field." Do you think that's fair? That's fair? That if, no, Javeria? Tell me why. Why do you think it's not fair? Yeah? What do you think is happening? Dawood alayhi salam is saying that if your sheep has eaten all the grapes, and now your sheep does not belong to you, give the sheep to the man whose field the sheep ate the grapes from, right? So you know what happened? Let's see what happens, because then maybe we will understand what would have been the best thing to do, right? So at that time, the 11-year-old son of the Prophet Dawood, whose name was of course Sulaiman alayhi salam, known as Solomon, he spoke up and he said, "I have another opinion, father." He was very polite and very gentle. So the owner of the sheep should take the field to cultivate until the grapes grow again, while the other man takes the sheep and makes use of their wool and milk until his field is restored. Do you understand what he's saying? Right? Sheep is worth more than grapes. That's right, Harun. Excellent answer. Very good. So you're right. This would have been, not sort of a lopsided decision, right? So look what Sulaiman alayhi salam, who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave a lot of wisdom to. He was wise and he was thinking. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had guided him. So look what he's saying. He's only 11 years old. He's only 11 years old. And look what he's saying. He's saying, "I have another idea, Abu. I have another idea, father. The owner of the sheep should take the field to cultivate take the field to cultivate." So meaning that now the guy who owned the sheep will take care of the field and make sure the grapes come again, right? While the other man, whose grapes and the field it belonged to, he will make use of the sheep's wool and milk until the field is back restored, right? So if the grapes grow and the field returns to its former state, then the field owner should take back his field and give the sheep back to their owner. Do you think that's nice? Do you think that's beautiful? Alhamdulillah. Isn't it? Isn't it just great? Look at the beauty of this idea. Nobody really loses, but everybody gains, right? This is how a Muslim is thinking, you see. And what is happening? The sheep's wool and milk will be the man whose field it was. He will be able to take advantage of that, right? That will be his compensation, along with the compensation that the other man will look after his grapes, right? And the grapes will come back, and then the sheep will go back to the field owner and the sheep owner, and the field owner will have his grapes again. So the Prophet Dawud alayhi salam answered, "This is a sound judgment. Praise be to Allah, Alhamdulillah, for gifting you with wisdom. You are truly Suleiman the wise, Suleiman al-Hakim," right? So isn't that a beautiful story? Tell me, what did you learn? What did you learn from this beautiful story? Who's going to tell me? What did we learn? Look at this lovely picture also that, is in the book. These are very beautiful stories, one-page stories, and we find out that this is a lot of wisdom in it, right? You learn that when you have to, if two people have a problem, yes, very right, Javeria, justice rules, that's right. You should be fair, Ayan is right. So whenever, dear brothers and sisters, anybody comes to you with a problem, don't just, sort of be quick to judge. Judging is a very, very special thing to do, right? First, listen to everything, right? Yes, don't be rash. You're right, always. And you should be fair. And when you have to be fair, always pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Always pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When somebody is telling you their problems, in your mind, first start praying. Say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, please help me. I want to make the best, give them the best decision that will not cause any more problems, and let listen to what both parties are saying. Supposing there's a fight going on, maybe between, if you have a younger sister or brother, or maybe a cousin has come over or a neighbor has come over, and they are sitting together and they all of a sudden start fighting. So, of course, don't try to just be unfair and take one person's side more than the other, right? So, and Dawood alayhi salam was also very fair. That would have been fair too, to give the sheep, because you don't know how much damage the sheep may have done to the grapes. Maybe it pulled down the entire grape. The grapes are on vines, right? They're on vines, vines. Those are vines that climb up on on these wooden frames, and then they hang from there, right? So imagine if a sheep is pulling and eating the grapes, it could have brought the whole vine down. So imagine, it could have destroyed a lot of the harvest. Maybe he was making money out of it, right? And selling the grapes in the market and everything, right? So Dawood alayhi salam was also fair. But like Javeria is writing, but Sulaiman alayhi salam was more fairer, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to, teach us also, because this story has come down to all of us, right? That we have to, first of all, if you own someone or something, in the sense someone, by that I mean a sheep or a dog or a cat, and you have to be very careful that you are responsible for what happens to it, okay? And then you also have to be very fair when somebody comes with for a decision. We will end now. I hope you have enjoyed your story, huh? Yes, always be just, that's right. And inshallah, after the break, we'll meet again, inshallah. In the meantime, please remember each other and all of us teachers in your dua. Okay, I will end now with the prayer. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa nastaghfiruka wa natubu alayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.